there, kitten. I've been waiting for you to wake up from your nap. Oh, my medication really did a number on you, didn't it? That's okay. You're going to be sleepy for a long while. It's perfectly normal. You slept like a baby the whole time. But don't worry. We're still safe. Nothing bad can hurt you. Oh, just look at you. You look so comfortable. You really did have a good sleep, didn't you? How's your throat? Are you able to speak yet? No. That's a little worrisome. I'm scared you may have lost your meow forever. The tearing at your throat is still really raw, so it's hard to say at this point, but please don't force anything. I don't want you to hurt yourself. Oh, my poor kitten. But for now, just gesture to me with nods or shakes of your head, okay? Good girl. Now, are you in any pain right now? No, not at the moment. That's good, that's good. The medication I gave you, it should last a while longer until we can get off the ship and find some more. Now, we will be docking into the Lotus Starport station very soon, and there we'll find safety. After nobody announces the ship's intention to dock, security from the station will come on board and we'll be rescued finally. But, unfortunately, that does present us with another problem. At the moment, you are a stowaway Catgirl. You're not documented, and you do not have an owner. And based on the circumstances that we find ourselves in, where we may be the last two alive on this ship, even if you did have an owner and they were here, I have my doubts they made it out alive. And without documentation, Catgirls are usually seized on arrival to starports, and, well, if the owners can't be found, the Catgirls are put down. There are too many strays as it is, and shelters are overcrowded, especially at starports, where owners have a habit of ditching their Catgirls on transit to their new homes. Catgirls are, unfortunately, very expensive to keep, and many people buy them without thinking and ditch them quickly after realizing the costs, or simply they realize they have the money to afford a new one that has better genetic engineering, and so they leave the old one wherever they are. It is an abhorrent state of affairs, and not one that I will ever allow you to fall into. You are my kitten now, and I will protect you at all costs. But to do that, we are going to have to bend the rules just a little bit. Now, as a doctor, I know all too well that legislation and law will always lag behind what is truly best for my patients. And so, I have more than enough experience in rule bending to know what to do here. So, we are going to forge your certificate of genetics and your paw pass. Hmm. What's the head tilting for, kitten? Oh, I guess you may not know about them, right? That's okay. Let me explain. Your certificate of genetics is a document which designates what type of catgirl you are, from what genetic stem and genetic seed you are from, as only certain genetic stems contain certain properties and characteristics, somewhat similar to real cats which have pedigree certificates. Some cats will have short hair, some cats will like water, some cats will like high up places, other cats prefer staying low to the ground. Some cats are for pageants, some are excellent hunters, and some are simply placid companions. The paw pass, on the other hand, works just like a passport but for catgirls. It tells basic information about you, like your owner, your birth date, and where you have been. In my time as a doctor, I have needed to forge a great number of documents to make sure that my patients received the care that they deserved and that they needed, regardless of what any bureaucrat thought. And part of my job here, being the ship's doctor, I'm also privileged to a large number of legal documents that otherwise wouldn't be available to a normal doctor. So, you don't have to worry about anything, kitten. You are going to be okay. You are going to be perfectly safe with me. I will always take care of you. Always. But to properly forge these documents, what I'll need to do is take a bunch of measurements from you. So, if it's okay with you, and if you think that you can be on your best behavior, I'll be taking your measurements, okay? None of this will hurt you, and I'll be really soft and really gentle with you. But if you do get bothered by anything, just shake your head, and I'll understand, okay? Oh, you're so brave. You are my brave girl. Now, I know that you've already shown me before that your ears are particularly sensitive, and I'm going to do my best to be as light and as kind to them as possible, but I am going to be touching them a little bit, okay, kitten? I know you're hesitant, but it will only be for a moment, okay? Thank you very much. So, I'm just going to be measuring things with a mixture of this measuring tape, and I also have this little wooden ruler with me. Usually we would measure these things with dimension scanners, but as we're a little bit limited in our tools here, these should do. And I'll just be jotting down your measurements as we go, okay? So, I'm just going to be measuring the height of your ears. So, we'll have a look at the left side here. Okay. I'm just measuring how tall they are, so how far they stick out to the side of your head. And yes, it is true that catgirls only have one set of ears. They don't have a human ear. They just have cat ears only. And I'll do the width measure the depth of your ear canal. I know this seems a little bit scary, but I promise you're safe and nothing bad is going to happen to you. I just have this tiny little stick here. It's not sharp at all, so it won't hurt you, okay? It might feel loud, if that makes sense, as I do need to gently put it into your ear. And I know, as a kitten still, your ears are still a little bit sensitive to loudness. But be brave for me, okay? Okay. Okay, so we'll just have a check here on your left ear. Just checking. Okay, there we go. Okay, and now we'll do the right ear. Just taking a closer look. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Oh, you're such a good kitten. You're such a cutie. You're so well behaved. You have such a beautiful temperament. I don't know how anyone could have abandoned you. You're so good. You're so good. I know that was very uncomfortable, but you're being so brave, and I'm so proud of you. So, as part of your ear measurements, I also want to test your sensitivity to vibrations. So, I have this tuning fork, which vibrates at a specific frequency, and based on certain movements and proximity, your ear twitches and your ear swivels should let me know more about what your particular gene stem is. So, I'll just be gently tapping it, and you don't need to do anything else other than sit and be cute, okay? Which you're already great at, so just keep going, okay? Good girl. Okay, let's have a check here. Okay, we'll do your right ear first. Just checking your twitches and swivels. Okay. We'll do one more. Here we go. Okay, that was good. Thank you. And we'll do your left ear now. Okay. That was good. And do it just once more. Okay, good. You did very, very well. Thank you. Okay. Now, next, I'll try to measure your height. The problem being that the measuring tape I have is not long enough to measure people. So, what needs to happen is I'm just going to stand really, really close to you, and I know how tall I am, and then I can just measure the gap between you and and I can just take that gap and work out your height based on it. Okay. Okay, so let me just get close to you for 1 second, and I'll take this measurement. Okay, good kitten, thank you. I'll just quickly write that down. Okay, so for this next part, I need to count your teeth. So what I'll be doing is I'm just going to put on these gloves, okay? Now, depending on the Catgirl's model, some have more regular human-like teeth, whereas others will have sharper teeth, more in line with what you would expect from a carnivore. Now, just from looking at your teeth when you smile, it's clear they are quite sharp, but how many teeth you actually have will be the telltale for your specific model. So I'll just be very gently inspecting inside of your mouth, and I have this flashlight with me that I'm just going to do my best to count your teeth individually. Now, I know catgirls have this tendency to immediately chomp down on whatever is in their mouth, but I need you to really, really focus, and I need you to not chomp down on my hand, okay? Catgirls have a surprising amount of force in their bite, much more than any human anyway, and I personally don't like any teeth, okay, kitten? So I'm just going to gently move my hand in your mouth and just move things out of the way to get a better view. Oh, okay. Oh, your teeth are so tiny. Okay. I'll start counting now, okay? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Okay. 28 teeth. Although I can see that some of them are still your baby teeth, but that is a perfectly normal number for a cat girl. Okay. Thank you very much for that. Now, I know the latex on the gloves doesn't taste very nice, and so let me take these off. And just to get the taste of latex out of your mouth, I do have this lollipop here for you. So, say, ah. There you go. Good kitten, good kitten. Okay, so next I'll need to do a hair and scalp inspection. Catgirl hair is actually quite interesting because, depending on the model, it can be more human hair-like or more cat fur-like. Determining the exact mix is actually quite difficult, and as long as I can determine it somewhat accurately, nobody would ask any questions about it. All you need to do right now is just enjoy the lollipop and let me brush through your hair. Does that sound okay? Thank you kindly. The pairing. You like your hair played with? I can't tell if that's the cat part of you or the girl part of you. It's adorable regardless. Okay. Let's just have some. Okay. I think I've gathered enough information now, and I should be able to make these documents appear legitimate. So I'll just be rummaging for a moment and writing a lot of things down now, so don't mind me. I have a huge myriad of papers with me. I may be the ship's doctor, but this isn't a permanent position. Ship voyage is usually contracted doctor on an ad hoc basis, so meaning that there's no true dedicated ship doctor. They'll put out a call for a doctor and anybody with a medical license can accept. I accepted since I was already planning on booking the ticket anyway. They paid for my ticket, my food, and any of my other costs, plus also paying me a daily wage. Sounded like a very fair and reasonable offer. Since I knew I needed to make the journey anyway, it seemed fair and reasonable until, well, your wounds tell the rest of that story. I still don't know what that thing was. I never got a good look at it. It somehow came from nowhere, and within minutes bodies were ripped to bits. Viscera painted the hallways, and there was nothing I, nor anybody else could do for anyone. I was running to the ship's flight deck to see what I could do, and that's when I saw you. You were on the ground injured, passed out, but you still looked like you were breathing, and it looked like your collar saved your life. It may have been distracting and so left you alone, or maybe it was going to come back to find you later. But at that point, you were the most intact thing, human or Catgirl, that I found. So I dragged you into the nearest room and sealed it shut. And so here we are, I have my theories on what might be here. You are a Catgirl, obviously. Genetically engineered by birth to be a companion. But genetic engineering goes much further than Catgirls and can be much, much darker. Genetic engineering is meant to be a heavily regulated field. To perform any sort of testing or experiment requires some of the most intense governmental scrutiny on this side of the civilized systems. The fact that some people can't bear those costs, or simply don't want to, because their goals don't match up with society's, that goes without saying. And if there's one thing that you can rely on, it's the avarice of men. Black market gene editing is highly dangerous, highly unethical, highly illegal, and highly profitable. Punishment for it, in most sectors, is death. I have a feeling that whatever is on board, whatever tried to kill you, was a rogue genetic product that was being smuggled by black market traders, destined for who knows where. Maybe a fight arena, a mercenary company, some psychopath's pet. But I don't want to think about it any longer. Anyway, I think I have your documentation done. This is your certificate of genetics with all of your measurements, and I believe I've nailed down your correct gene stem code. And here's your ball pass as well. I hope you don't mind, but without knowing exact details, I had to make up a few things, like your birthday. Once you have your meow back, you can correct me. Now, the last thing that we need for you is to sign it. Now, I'm not sure what sector you're from, but I know in my jurisdiction, we have Catgirl signed papers with their paw print. Well, I say paw print, but yours are actually a mixture of human hands with cat bean pads on them. That's actually quite a rare gene edit, so you're quite special in that department. It's a little bit of an unusual choice by whoever had ordered you, but because of this, your paws make holding pens quite difficult. So I'll have you print your paw onto the paper rather than sign it. So what I'll do is I'm going to colour in the pads of your paws with this permanent marker here, okay? So just give me your hand for 1 second. Okay, there we go. Now all we have to do is press down with all of your might. So 3, 2, 1, press, 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 press. Okay, good girl, good girl. And now we'll do your paw pass too. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, press, 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 press. There we go. That's my strong girl. Such a hard worker. It looks perfect. You did a great job. this should be more than enough to convince the port authorities. And plus, they'll be far more interested in what's on board the ship, and they'll want to keep this ordeal very, very quiet. Genetic incidents are bad for business, so they should let us through without a fuss, as long as we appear normal enough. So, you've done a really good job today, and thank you for being so patient and for being so wonderful. You're still really hurt, so you still need to rest. And that lollipop that I gave you, it does actually have a mild sedative and analgesic in it to help with your pain. So, at this point, it's probably kicked in, and you're probably feeling a bit sleepy, right? Yeah, sleepy girl. And it's okay to sleep. It's okay. You're safe here. You're going to be okay. You don't have to stay awake for me. I'll stay awake, and I'll let you know when you're safe, and you've done enough for today. You've done enough, kitten. You're my kitten now. I'll protect you, and I'll care for you as long as I live. So, just close your eyes for me.